because of the concepts that we have going on. So I like a lot of the things that we've done so far have been positive. I do think we have a lot of options. It feels that way. You know, it's almost like, who do you want to get the ball to, especially with the running backs. I think they do a good job of, they get downhill fast and get low, and you know, Frank had a couple good runs the other day to where he kind of squeezed through some holes, and Kenyon, same thing. I think he got the edge a couple times. So effective running game down there is always a positive, because you keep yourself 3rd and short. The last thing you want to do is get 3rd and 8 from the 16. There's just not a lot of options.
You guys have had some good days on offense and not so good days on offense. At what point do you want to see that consistency day in, day out?
I think a lot of times in training camp it swings like that, because if one side has a good day, the other side probably didn't have as good of a day. And you see, you know, that jostling of just back and forth. You know, I think anytime that if we would see like 3 or 4 straight days of one side dominating the other side, there's going to be concern probably on my part more than anybody, because I got to look at big picture. So, I mean, the fact that they're competing and battling every day, that's a good thing.
Are you comfortable with where your offense is at this stage?
Yeah.
Can you explain a little bit about the position change with Robert Quinn, as far as why it would matter so much to have him up at defensive end as opposed to, there was another NFL team that obviously thought he could do just fine at outside linebacker, but clearly he's more comfortable in this spot. Can you just teach a little bit about that here?
I think this defense is really what he was raised in. I guess that's the best way to put it, where he came in the league and this is what he did. It's what he did in college. And you know, when you switch to a 3-4 defense, there's some more mechanics that go along with that. When all of a sudden now you're standing up, I do think he's comfortable, you know, having his hand in the dirt. And you know, I think he did a good job last year. I mean, I just don't think he was comfortable doing that. You know, sometimes guys have a certain ability to get off the ball a certain way. You know, Cam's stance might be a little different than his, but they're successful doing it. And I think he doesn't have to worry about coverage and, you know, dropping and, you know, things like that. I mean, that's a different role for him if he has to do that, and he was asked to do that a little bit last year.
Outside of the comfort level that everybody should have in this offense, considering very few people are new, why do you think that this offense should be getting to the next level?
Well, I like the chemistry that they're developing. I like that the skilled guys seem to be working together with the quarterback. It's not like we got one guy out there and 2 other guys are in the locker. They're all working together. They're all trying to help each other. And I do think Ryan understands about spreading the ball out and making sure we're using everybody that's involved in the offense. And that's really key. When the defense has to make sure they account for every guy that's on the field, that causes them problems. And that's what opens up your running game. You know, you got 5 guys on offense that are threats in the passing game. Now all of a sudden, hey, we got to play some kind of cover 2 look or middle field open, and now you got a better chance, you got a better box to run the ball. And I think it's just really that chemistry of the group is good. It's good right now, and these guys are working together.
What has led to your discomfort right now? Is it just high expectations, or?
I don't think I'm good with what's going on. I like the direction we're heading, and really it's going to be about what are we doing preseason games? How are we going to come together? You know, as we go, how are we going to handle any kind of adversity? You know, are guys ready to step up? Sometimes in practice, it's less pressure, and all of a sudden you get a game. It's one mistake can cost, you know, the whole team the game, and guys working for that perfection part of it.
We saw Gesicki make a great jumping catch, but also maybe miss a block. It looked like he was mad at himself on one play. As a coach, how do you process, manage, and eventually make game day decisions when we get there, not preseason but regular season, about how much to trust inexperienced or rookie players?
I think it comes down to putting all the reps set in practice together plus the preseason games, and just really you want to start off with, do they know what to do? Are they trying to use the right technique? And then at the end of the day, can you do it or not? And I think that's where our adjustments have to come in as coaches, to where if a guy can't do a certain thing, let's not ask him to do something that he's going to really have problems with. And really that's where we're at as a coaching staff, of keep evaluating, and we might start crossing things off the list eventually. I think we want to get into games more before we do that, though.
Do you have guys blitz him when he's out there? Or
Yeah.
Work?
Yeah, I mean they went through a whole period today where they did pass protection. You know, today we didn't have as many plays, but you know there was more runs called, and there was some of our 2-minute stuff where we end up going 7-man protections where he has to stay in, and he's got some one-on-one situations. Those are good for him, and every time he has trouble with a guy, we can learn off of that, and he does a good job. He doesn't get hung up on one bad play. He moves on to the next one very quickly.
What would you like to see from first-team offense in the first preseason game?
We all want to think the same thing. You know, you're hoping for like nice 10-play touchdown drive. I don't know how many of those I've had in my career. It never goes exactly as you want it.
So, can you go into a season? Can you go into a season with baseline stats for a quarterback for you to make the playoffs? Say 30 touchdowns or fewer than 10 interceptions?
No.
Why not?
It's a team. It's such team oriented. You know, really at the end of the day, it comes down to turnover margin. You know, as a group on offense, are we protecting the football, and on defense, are we taking it away? And both of those areas, we obviously have any kind of improvement from last year. We'll be in a better spot. I mean, that was ridiculous.
So one word that Brock Osweiler used to describe his training camp so far was tremendous. Agree with that?
As him personally, or just like
That's what he said.
he loves the coaching? Is that what you're saying?
Coaching.
Huh? I don't know what he's saying. But he's a positive guy. I think Brock does a good job of focusing on what he's trying to do. He has a purpose for every day of practice, and I think this is what I almost forgot about him, is he does go out there with a purpose, and that's next level type things. You know, a lot of times guys just go out and, all right, hey, here's the period, and I run the play that the coach calls. And I think he's got a different mindset sometimes, and Ryan's kind of in that area too. He's going out there to work on things, you know, and plays might not go a certain way, but I know there was like 2 or 3 things today that they talked about before they went out there that came up that they were able to work on. And to me, he's saying that because he has a good feel for the offense. I think he likes the guys that he's rolling with, whether it's that second or third group, and that confidence allows those other guys to be confident. So when he's throwing the ball, you know, I think those guys are on the same page. I think he's having fun, and he's having a lot of success, especially when we do those move the ball periods. You know, when we did the scrimmage, like you see why he was playing in real games, because he's calm. He doesn't panic when things break down. You know, he has outs if something doesn't go as planned, and you know he should have a good feeling right now.
So during the preseason, do you give him snaps with the second team and then fail snaps with the second team, or are they going to roll like they're rolling out here today?
I'm not going to do that because I want each guy to get a little bit of a rhythm. We're trying to figure out how we want to do it for this game. You know, we've had a couple between Dow and Bo and myself of a couple discussions of how we want to handle this. We just want to make sure that we give both of these guys legit opportunities to where their work, you want to say on paper, work equal amount of time with each group. And I don't know if that's realistic because every game goes so different. But that our goal is to be like, you have this series, and maybe it's 2 series in a row, and then the next guy comes in, or 1 series. I think it's really going to come down to how many plays per series are we talking about.
Are these games the most important thing for those guys in that battle?
I think so. I think it starts in the practice field, but when we really when we get going and it's live tackling and you can get sacked, and you know it's just a better measuring stick.
With regard to Thursday's game, how will you instruct your players
I'm not instructing anybody for anything.
How do you expect to use Ryan through the preseason games?
Well, I mean, we got to talk to him first before, we do anything. Like I told you, we have a very sketched out plan, but we have nothing set in stone yet. And we haven't gotten there yet with him. I mean, we still have a walkthrough this afternoon. We have a walkthrough tomorrow. So, we'll sit down and kind of talk through stuff. I know what he's going to say already. So, I mean, he wants to get out there and get going. Because in his mind, these are important. And really, that's the mindset. Every quarterback I've ever been around that gets put in these situations, they want to be out there to play. Because they want to get that feel back, of a real game. Because they know when that first game comes, they got to be on. It can't be like we're going to feel our way into the season.
So if you do get a player that deals, what happens then?
Talk to somebody else. I'm coaching football. I'm not dealing with all this.
How's Tony Lippett?
We'll see. We're going to evaluate him, and we'll kind of see what happens. When I saw him on the field, he looked irritated. I don't know exactly what happened, so after this I'll be able to go in there and kind of find out what's going on.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right.